Hi, I'm Sara Chana, and today we're going to go on a medicinal herb walk through the city. We're also going to go foraging. So how did I find herbs in a city? In my last class of herbal medicine, my teacher said, if you want to heal a person, just see what grows around their house. So everyone in the class was oohing and ahhing, was so excited because they lived in these gorgeous neighborhoods. I went up to my teacher after class and said, "Excuse me, I live in a city. What grows in a city? We got a lot of concrete, we got a lot of cars, we got fire escapes and apartment buildings, but not a lot of herbs growing." And she looked at me and said, "All you got to do is pick up your field guide, walk around your neighborhood, and you'll be surprised at what you're going to see." So that's what we're going to do now. But when you're in a city, you got to make sure that you first have on your perfect foraging boots. Then you got to make sure you have your foraging manicure. And you got to make sure you have the perfect foraging sunglasses. So let's go. Right here is dandelion. Let's talk about the herb dandelion. I do a lot of healing for women and babies, and this is an herb that's fabulous for both. The dandelion leaves are used often in tincture form, used for bloating and swelling after you give birth. It's also used for urinary tract infections. The leaves are completely edible in the early spring, high in vitamin C and a lot of antioxidants. We also tincture the root and use it. And what I like very much are these gorgeous flowers. You can make a dandelion oil, which is used for muscle pain. It's used often for deep massage, and it also can help with skin tags. We also have, growing right behind it, an herb called mugwort. Mugwort's a beautiful herb, easily identified because it has its silver backing. Mugwort is used with stomach indigestion. It's also used to help regulate a woman's cycle. And they also say that it helps you in decision making because it helps you realize your priorities if you drink the tea every day. So over here, I see growing one of my favorite all-time plants, which is a plant called plantain. I want to preface here by saying that I would not use the herbs that we see growing in the city directly. I would use them from a cleaner source, but they're here to let us know that they're available to us. And if we have problems, we need to know that if plantain is growing in our area, it's there to help us heal. Plantain is considered the green band-aid. If you're out in the wilderness and you cut yourself, and even our open cut that's bleeding, you take the plantain leaf, you crunch it down with your fingernails. They also say that you can chew the leaf, but again, you'd have to be in a clean environment. Put it over your wound and it will not get infected. Plantain is also for bug bites. If your child gets a mosquito bite, you can get some of the juice out of the plant and put it over the bug bite. We also use it for digestive disorders, and we also use it for different lung problems. What's interesting to me is that no matter what kind of weather patterns we're having, the herbs still grow in the right time that they're supposed to. Whether we have an early spring or a late spring, whether we have a freezing cold winter or a mild winter, turn around at the exact dates and these herbs start popping up all over our inner cities, no matter what, smog, dirt, dust, garbage, they still grow for us. Shepherd's purse is one of my favorites also. It's got a very short life, so you have to tincture this herb, which means put it in a liquid base very, very quickly. This is used for women's staining problems. This is used for excess bleeding, and it's used for children that get chronic bloody noses. Right now is the perfect time to tincture this. We've got the little seeds, which are in these beautiful little heart-shaped pockets, hence the name shepherd's purse. And it's flowering at this time. Midwives used to carry this in their bags because they could always stop bleeding with a good, strong batch of shepherd's purse. So in this city garden, someone way back when planted some mint. One of the benefits to mint is that it grows like a weed. This family doesn't even realize that they've got mint growing in their front lawn. Mint is used for digestion. You can make it into candies. You can put it in stews. You can put this in almost anything to have that great minty taste. And look what's growing right here. Through the cracks and through the concrete in our city is a plant called sorrel. Sorrel is a beautiful plant. It's got a heart shape. They say that sorrel is very good for the heart. It's high in vitamin C. You can add it to salads and you can eat it directly the way that it is. But again, in the city, I suggest we don't eat our herbal plants. We just look at them and learn about them. Over here, it looks like this is just wild weeds growing. But as we learned before, there's dandelion, completely edible and medicinal. Over here is our shepherd's purse. And over here are our onions. If you pull them out of the ground, look what's growing. A completely edible onion. It smells just wonderful. I could right now, if we were hungry and had nothing to eat, we could make a dandelion salad. We could put some mint in it for flavoring. We could cut up our onions and we would be totally full and satisfied and get all the vitamins and antioxidants we needed for this meal. Even inside our drain pipes, we have gorgeous medicinal plants growing. Look at our dandelion. Shepherd's purse is so resilient, and somehow, even through concrete, our shepherd's purse is growing for us. And through the concrete slabs, once again, we have even more herbs. We have our mugwort, which we learned about before. We've got our sorrel, which is high in vitamin C. And we have a different kind of plantain. The first one we learned about was called common plantain, and this one is called narrow leaf plantain. This is specific for lung infections and works really well to clear out the mucus. And here, our narrow leaf plantain has psyllium seeds. Psyllium seeds is what's used with the medicine Metamucil. Metamucil is used for constipation. So right here we can take care of your lungs and your constipation. So here we have one of the most special herbs that grow in our cities, and it's called violets. They say that with violets, if you eat the flowers in the spring, it will help build up and protect your lungs for the upcoming winter. We can also tincture this herb, and it's very good for any kind of skin condition. It's also good for lymphatic drainage and sore throats. And the last plant we're going to learn about today to conclude our medicinal herbal weed walk is a plant called mullein. Even amongst all the graffiti and the dirt and the garbage is a gorgeous healing plant called mullein. Mullein is used for lung infections, and mullein grows really high. It can grow as high as 5 feet tall, and then it has these beautiful, beautiful yellow flowers. Those flowers are where we get the mullein oil. Mullein oil is an oil we put in children's ears when they're in pain. It helps reduce the inflammation and to get rid of the pain. We tincture the leaves, which means we put them in a grain alcohol and let them sit, and we can give it to adults and children for any kind of lung condition. Yeah. So that concludes our Herbal City Walk. As I've said before, I don't think we should pick our plants in the city and use them for medicine. But the plants grow and flourish, and they're here to teach us, and they're here to let us know that they're available to heal us. So even with the graffiti and the dirt and the pollution, Our plants are growing for us to see what will help us.